Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I've decided, instead of complaining about the game that I actually enjoy quite a bit and have been, talking about how fun it is, but also the entire time I've actually been playing, being frustrated with it. Again, I insist this is a good game, and if you like Lord of the Rings, you should get it. You just shouldn't play on expert mode, because expert mode's not really designed to be as balanced in pretty much any game it's ever been in. So, don't do that. Don't do what I do, which is good advice, I think, for in any scenario. Whatever the case. I think instead of doing that, I'm going to summarize what we've been reading in my college Brit Lit from beginning to romantic era class. So that'll be fun. We talked a lot about other stuff. For the most part, you can do this instead of read the books. No, not particularly, really, but... Ow. It's so hard. To, like, get anything off with the bow. See? Anyways, yeah. I think 2 class periods ago, what we had to read for quiz was a story called Lanval. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's kind of hilarious. To summarize what happens in a simplified manner, thus to be concise, there's this knight. His name is Lanval. He's pretty cool. People like him generally. He's generally liked. He unfortunately doesn't have quite what you'd call proper funds. Not fun, but funds. I'm trying to... Okay, there we go. Alright, get over here. I'm gonna die. I feel it in my soul. This is a very stressful game. I'm dead. Alright, I was blocking. Or at least I was trying to, but like I said, the animations have to end. Please don't put me at the beginning of the level. Please don't do that to me. That would be torture. Don't torture me like that. That would be abusive. Oh, thank God. I was like, this is the end of the Let's Play. Hope you guys liked it. Anyways, this is knight named Lanval. He's not have a lot of money. Apparently, he asked Arthur for money, and Arthur gave it to him, but he didn't ask for, like, a reasonable amount over a long enough period of time. So he only ever gave him a very specific amount, and never more. Something like that. Not Shakespeare. No, not Shakespeare. That's the wrong person. I'm thinking of Edgar Allan Potatoes. Okay. Why? Why such abuse? Man, this is difficult. It's so hard to get an arrow off. Ow. See what I mean? And like, I'm having to focus so much. He doesn't have any money. He's like, you know what? I don't even really care. That's what life's like. And then he's riding along in the... This might get kind of inappropriate for anyone who's concerned about this whole Lanval story I'm about to tell. He's riding around in the fields, in the forest, in the yonder world, and he's just hanging out. He's not really too concerned about this situation with his funds. And you know what, though? What happens? He comes across... Ow. Why me? He's hitting me when I'm blocking. The other thing, too, is that he's not hitting the statue. Not you. I don't care if you hit the statue. You, see, that time he did. And now you're just in the way, and you're going to hit me while I'm trying to hit him. Ow. I don't even know how you hit me there. Great. Wonderful. Just going to keep blocking, I guess. Why is it so hard to get you to stick your thing in the statue? Don't. Sword. He's too fast. He's faster than I am. There's no way to outrun him. Just gotta hope he actually, yeah, gets stuck. Gotta make sure he backs all the way off. What is the... Oh, okay, so I'm dead now. He just killed me. Just killed me. Nice. Fun. Anyways, back to the Lanval story. I'm having to focus too much to be able to tell it. Whatever the case, he's riding around. He's in the forest or the plains, the fields. He's on his horse. He's hanging out. He sort of just goes. He leaves his horse. He lays down on the field, and he's like, you know what? Whatever. And then he's approached by some beautiful ladies. That's how they're described. Beautiful, beautiful ladies. Two beautiful ladies. And they're like, hey, what's up? How's it going? Just wanted to let you know, our lady, you know, the person who who's in charge of us, she just wanted to say that she wanted to meet you. She thinks you're neat. So if you want that, you should come with us. And he's like, all right. So he goes with them, and they're doing their thing. He meets the lady, and the lady's like, hey, what's up? How's it going? I'm beautiful. And you know what? She is. I would know. It's a story with words, and they describe her as beautiful, so clearly she's beautiful. It must be true. Hit it. Thank you. All right. Okay. Can't start blocking. And then what should happen next? But she's like, hey, by the way, if you want to like make love, I'm down. And then he's like, yeah, no, that sounds great. So they do. And it's great. He loves it. He has a good time. She has a good time, I like to think. Oh, really? That move's fair. No, hit the statue. You're right next to it. How are you not hitting the statue? Hit this. Thank you. I don't understand how you're not hitting the statue. Hit it. You have to hit. You're right next to it. Thank you. I'm not gonna be able to beat him this time, but. Oh, what? What? How did that kill him? Oh, it's probably because Perfect was on. Well, I said I wasn't gonna be able to beat him, but here I'm are. He's dead. Anyways, I haven't told any of the story. We're 9 minutes in. So yeah, they make the sweet lovin's, and then she's like, "Hey, guess what? If you want to stay with me, we can be tight forever. That's fine with me. But if you want that to happen, you have to do something for me. You can't tell anybody about me." And he's just like, "Well, I guess she's married or so." That's a lot of perfects. I guess she's married. I'm all at level 5. Dang, that was a lot. I guess she's taken, and this is an affair of some kind. I really do need this, I think. So we're gonna get it. And then you know, that's that. He just like, all right, I'll do what you ask. I won't. What? How is charge attack different than rush attack? How is the ABY? That sounds good. There's Gambit. I knew somebody had a Gambit. Rohan's bow. Strength of Isildur. I might can get this one too. It'll be a lot of health. The bow is useful. Instantly kill an attacking goblin. Because I don't like to think about which one's which, I usually don't get these until I have everything else. Stab seems cool. We're gonna get this to be safe. And then, is there anything left? Nope, not really. Alright, well, that's good. We're done with that. I do want to save my game. So, I'm trying to remember where I was. Yeah, and so he goes back and he's, she's, by the way, she's loaded, so she's like giving him cool stuff the whole time. They're in this relationship and she's just giving him all this cool stuff. And he's like, man, and everybody's like, man, that's cool. He's got a lot of cool stuff now. And so he's like, yeah, I'm pretty cool stuff. Not a big deal. So that's happening. And people are curious about where he's getting his money, but he won't tell. Nope, he told her that he wouldn't tell anybody. And so he doesn't tell anybody. And then one day, Lanval's hanging out in the courtyard, doing his thing, taking chill pills, just relaxing. And up strolls good old Guinevere, whom we know from stories about Lancelot to be very, very faithful. Guinevere is pretty much the most faithful woman in the history of time and space. Anything at all. She's just super, never does anything she shouldn't. Always, all Arthur, all the time. That's what I always say about Guinevere. Anyway, she walks up to Lanval and she's like, hey, I just wanted to let you know, I think you're hot and I would be down to clown. All right. I want to bang. That's what she basically says. And he says, no, thank you. I'm okay. That's fine. It's cool. And then she's like, no, I'm the queen, so I'd really appreciate it if we did that. And he's still just like, no, it's really cool. I don't want to. So, is this, you break this, that's right. So he's sort of just like turning her down and she's like, are you serious right now? I'm the queen? That's kind of rude. Turn me down when I'm trying to have an affair with you? Okay, that's not cool. Yeah, so that happens. And then he's like, no, I'm really fine. And then I tell you what happens. She's like, well, you know, that's what they say about you, actually. I mean, one of the main reasons I was over here was because I wanted to see if it was true. But everybody says that you're gay. I mean, they say that they see you out there with the other men, you know. They think you're pretty gay. And he's sort of like, oh, that's not true. And she's like, nah, I'm pretty sure it's true. I mean, obviously, you'd be interested in this Guinevere action if it wasn't. Because, dang, man, have you seen me? Yeah. And he's like, oh, okay, I'm not at all. That's rude. And she's like, well, it's rude of you to turn me down. And eventually, because this goes on for a little while, not too long, maybe fewer times than I've said, but still. She just sort of tells him, all right, well, I'm just gonna presume that you're gay. I have logical reason to think that, so I'm presuming, not assuming. And he just tells her like, well, hold on, friend. I am not gay. I have a lover, and she is so wonderful that even the lowliest of the people of her court, of her castle, of her dwelling, are. What do I do about this guy? Die? I'm dead. Doesn't move fast enough. Sorry, Aragorn. The Y move, I guess I gotta do the thing where I run away and then come back. I was hoping that it wouldn't be the same, but it looks like I have to do that whole first section again because that's how this game works. Not generous at all with checkpoints, like I've always said. Right. Back to the story. He's like, the lowliest of the people of her castle are a million times more beautiful than you. Oh my gosh, there was a checkpoint! That's amazing! I love that face. And she's like, that's really hurtful. Take that back right now. And he's like, no, you called me gay. And she's like, yeah, but you're not the queen. I can call you gay. You can't call the queen ugly. And so, yeah. He's like, well, no, I won't take it back. But if you remember, she had one request for old Lanval here, our boy. She's like, hey, we can be together as much as you want, but you can't tell nobody. You can't let people know. And to put Guinevere in her place, he ended up telling Guinevere about his lady love, his woman, his bae, his sweetheart, his honey bunny. And so he doesn't ever hear from her again. That's that, like she said, that's what was discussed. And then naturally, you guys know Guinevere, right? She's pretty much the most honorable person ever to exist. So she goes to Arthur and she tells him, hey, Arthur, what's up? I just want to let you know that you may not have realized this, but your boy, Lanval, the one that you don't like that much. I'm dead. I'm so dead. Oh, I'm so dead. Get back. Can I get past him? Okay, I got past him. Ow, stick. You gonna die? Please die. He's dead. I got him. Die. Health? Health? No? No health? No. Yes, health. Woo! All right. So she's like, your boy Lanval, whom I don't like very much. In fact, there's a reason, because he said I was ugly. And Arthur's like, whoa, what? Lanval said that? And she's like, yeah. He was like, hey, do you want to have relations of a sexual nature? And I said, no thanks. I'm only faithful to Arthur. He's my boy. And then, Arthur's like, well, that seems unreasonable. But, Arthur's just please whatever. Yoink. Fall in. I like do not want it. Fall in. There we go. So she's like, yeah, I said no. And then he said, well, you're ugly. And that hurt my feelings. I ran away and cried in my room, which actually did happen. I forgot to mention that. She ran away and she cried in her room. And so, yeah, she's pretty upset with this whole Lanval thing. And then the other thing, too, is Lanval's the only one right now who knows that she wanted to have an affair. And that's kind of not cool. She really can't let that fly. So they're like, well, we gonna put him on trial. That's cool. So they put Lanval on trial, and every day of the trial, the jury comes out, and they're like, the jury, of course, knows Guinevere. Everyone knows Guinevere is not the most, Guinevere is kind of promiscuous. You know all about Lancelot and all that stuff. That's common knowledge. And if you don't, then spoiler alert, that's a thing. Often. According to my fiance, they end up together after Arthur dies. So, yeah. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Nothing's breakable. Moving on. He keeps going to court, and he's just like, hey, this is true. There was a woman. And they're like, okay, well, prove that you weren't lying and produce this woman, Because I guess the way it works is that it's like a night. If one is true, then one is true. It doesn't, it's like all or nothing, honest or not honest, basically. So they're like, well, if you can produce the woman, then we'll believe you. And all of the people of the court, basically the jury, is like, yeah, we believe him. The problem is something's going to attack me. Is that we can't prove that you're being honest either. And Arthur's going to want a verdict, and he's going to want a good reason. So they're like, we should probably give Arthur what he wants. He's the king, and he'll be mad at us if we don't. So they're kind of like, we probably are going to end up convicting him, giving him the old... I think the only stakes were not to kill him, but to have him banished from the court, which makes the ending pointless, but whatever. We're not to that yet. Anyways, he's just hanging out, and they keep saying, because to get him out on bail so they could have him for before the trial and talk to him and stuff, they're like, just out of curiosity, well, yeah, they had to put up everything that all of them owned for collateral to get him. Whoa, I'm glowing. That's new. Didn't know that could happen. I hope there's not two. Okay. That doesn't break. He's just gonna kill me. Ow. No, don't hit again. Just leave. No. Yes. Is anything gonna come out? Am I gonna get sticks thrown at me or something? I'm not hearing from him. I'm dead. I'm dead, yeah. There's no way to kill him because the arrows don't do anything anyway. You just gotta, hopefully you can kill him while he's got you cornered. I forgot about this level. This is gonna be tricky. Hopefully it didn't put me so far back. Anyways, Arthur's like, hey, I want you guys to go ahead and give him the guilty so we can move on with our lives. Yeah, okay, so this is before the first troll still. Well, it seems like there could be another checkpoint if you're gonna give me a checkpoint before this one. Whatever. There's not really enough space to do this in there. Ow. Why do you do this? Don't take 2 swipes, just the 1 swipe. Thank you. All right. So Guinevere's like, hey, can you go ahead and convict him? And Arthur's like, yeah, can you guys go ahead and convict him? And they don't want to because they know he's innocent because Lanval's not a liar. But, you know, again, proof needs to be had. So, what ends up happening? Don't swing twice. You're gonna get yourself killed, dude. Don't be stupid. Please die. Thank goodness. Health, 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 health. No? Health? Thank you. I was gonna say, please give me some health. So, with all that in mind, maybe I could just walk through here. Will they attack me if I walk through? Nah, I kind of want to kill him anyway. What was the... Sorry, I'm trying to not to waste too much time. I guess that's the end of this video. I guess I'll finish the story real quick. The video ends when the story ends. He did not push him in like I had hoped. This is disappointing. So basically what happens is the Fairy Queen, which is, by the way, who he was in relations with, spoiler alert, shows up and he's like, oh, you didn't want me to tell anybody about you because you're the queen of the fairies. Okay. And she's like, yeah, what the heck, dude? You said that you wouldn't tell anybody, and I said okay, and we agreed on it. And then, whatever. She shows up to the court. She looks beautiful. Everybody's like, wow, she's pretty beautiful. I guess Lanval's not a liar. And he's not. So everything worked out for him. Then what happens is basically kick. And kick again. All right. Basically, he hops on the back of a horse and they ride off together, and that's the story of Lanval. That was hard to get through. A lot of distracting, a lot of getting through other stuff in the game. And also, as a result of all of that, that is the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode and this story time, tune in next time to see what happens next, where I talk about Gawain and the Green Knight, or Gawain and the Green Knight, depending on where you live and who you are and what you want to say. I usually say Gawain, but my Britlit teacher says Gawain, and I'm gonna assume I'm right because that's what people do in America. Gawain it is. Anyways, Jesus loves you, so do I. Tune in next time, and... Ow. Alright, there we go. And goodbye. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. We hear about Gawain and the Green Knight. Yeah! Jesus loves you, so do I. Tune in next time, and goodbye.